How would Christianity have been different if we only had Mark's Gospel, Part 2? Let's return to the baptism of Jesus by John in the Jordan. Mark chapter 1, verses 10 and 11. Quote, "And just as he was coming up out of the water, he saw the heavens torn apart and the Spirit descending like a dove upon him. And a voice came from the heavens, 'You are my Son, the beloved, with you I am well pleased.'" Now remember, in this gospel, there is no genealogy, so there's no prior claim to royal pedigree. There's also no virgin birth story, so there's no prior claim to divinity. If we only had Mark's gospel, we would probably only see Jesus as a regular guy who submitted to John's baptism. But then God shows up. Jesus is supernaturally empowered. He is given divine authority. God says directly to him, "You are my Son, the beloved." How would we think anything else but that this is the moment that Jesus became God's Son? But that belief was considered a heresy by the Orthodox Church. They called it adoptionism, the belief that Jesus became God's Son by being adopted at his baptism. Now, the adoptionists would not just point to this story, they would also point to Psalm chapter 2, verse 7. Quote, "He said to me, 'You are my son, today I have begotten you.'" Believe it or not, there is a New Testament writer who comes very close to this belief. In Hebrews chapter 5, verse 5, the writer says this, "So also Christ did not glorify himself in becoming a high priest, but was appointed by the one who said to him, 'You are my son, today I have begotten you.'" Now, adoptionism could have a dark side because within it is the belief that once the mission was accomplished and all things were fulfilled, the Spirit would depart from Jesus and return to God. And this is how they interpret one of the final scenes in the gospel, where Jesus, after being nailed to a Roman cross, cries out to God, my Father, why have you forsaken me?" Think about that one until the next video.